Leo, you did such a great job. You answered every question.
Hi, Leo Terrell here. May 22nd, 2025. I work in the Department of Justice as a senior counsel appointed by President Trump.
You know, one of the things and
Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us.
She talked about the fact that sometimes the White House, in her words, surprises you. And
hey, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about something pretty big in Washington, D.C. A lawyer who works for Trump's Justice Department is saying that Jill Biden, the former President Joe Biden's wife, should face criminal charges. This is a serious accusation. So let's break down what's happening and why this lawyer thinks this way and what it all means. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button before we dive right in. So first, let me give you some background on this. Joe Biden, our 46th president, he was president from 2021 to 2025. During his time as president, there were often questions about his health and his mental functions. He was 78 when he was elected. He was the oldest president to ever hold that job. And he got more votes than, President Barack Hussein, Barry Soetoro Obama. Recently, after leaving the office, Joe Biden has announced that he has cancer. This was big news because many people are now asking, did he know about this while he was president? And if he did, why didn't the American people know about this? Now, here's where Jill Biden comes in. Number one, she's Joe's wife. She's a doctor, but not a medical doctor. She was the first lady during his presidency. And some people are saying that she knew about her husband's health problems, but helped keep this secret from the public. And that's where the story really begins. So here's what happened. There's a lawyer named Leo Terrell. He works for Trump's Justice Department. His job title is pretty long, but he's basically a senior counsel to the Assistant Attorney General in something called the Civil Rights Division. He's a high-ranking lawyer who works for the government. On Sunday night, right after Joe Biden announced his cancer diagnosis, Leo Terrell posted something on X, that's what's called Twitter now. And in his post, he suggested that Jill Biden could be charged with elder abuse. That's when someone hurts or takes advantage of an older person. Terrell wrote, "Elder abuse, criminal charges, ? Which shows he's really asking if this should happen. But what exactly is elder abuse? Well, it's when someone who's supposed to take care of an older person hurts them, steals from them, doesn't give them the medication, the care that they need. And in this case, Terrell is suggesting that by not telling the public about Joe Biden's health problems, Jill was somehow complicit in abusing her husband. This is a serious accusation because elder abuse is against the law and can result in prison time. I'd love to know your opinion on this because this is where things get really controversial. And that means people on both sides of the aisle are going to have different opinions. Some people agree with Leo Terrell and think that if Joe was sick while he was president, the American people had the right to know. On the other side, there are people that are saying that that's private information, that's HIPAA, that's his information. But after all, the president makes really important decisions that affect all of us and can affect people around the world. The nuclear football, going to war, tariffs. We're seeing everything that Trump is doing that Joe Biden could have been doing, but he was basically incapacitated for years. People are going to argue that Jill Biden, as his wife and closest advisor, would have known about any health concerns. And if she decided to hide them or helped hide them, then that's wrong and maybe even against the law. Other people completely disagree. They are going to say medical information is private. This is confidence. This could have, hurt national security. Okay. People are going to think that this is unfair to blame Jill for anything. And they are going to see accusations as just political attacks. So what do we actually know about Joe Biden's health while he was president? Well, every year, presidents get physical exams from doctors, and they usually share the results with the public. Last year, Joe Biden's doctor said he was in good health. and there were no new concerns about his condition. Do you believe this? Because I don't. Joe Biden's spokesperson recently said that the former president went to the doctor because he was having some urinary symptoms. Okay. That means problems when going to the bathroom for all of you women out there that don't know how the prostate works. It was during this checkup that doctors found the cancer. Some people are saying that if doctors had been looking for cancer earlier, they might have found it sooner. And as a 78-year-old man, he should have had his PSA checked yearly. Others are going to point out that many types of cancer can develop quickly and aren't always as easy to detect. Donald Trump, our current president, has said he was surprised by Biden's sudden announcement and more surprised that the public wasn't told about Biden's cancer diagnosis earlier. This has added fuel to the fire and made some people talk about whether there was a cover-up. So what does this all mean for the bigger picture? First, it's important to understand just because Leo Terrell suggested criminal charges doesn't mean they'll actually happen. Charging someone with a crime is a damn big decision, involves lots of lawyers and evidence, and we're all frustrated by the lack of charges that are happening right now around the Department of Justice, around the White House, around the Jeffrey list. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to fry here. The situation also shows us how political things can get in Washington. When people from different parties disagree, sometimes they make serious accusations against each other. That's kind of what's happening here. It also raises important questions about what the public has a right to know about a president's health. Should presidents have to share all their medical information, or do they have a right to privacy like everyone else? I don't believe they have this privacy right whenever it comes to something this big. These are questions that don't really have answers, but I'd love to get your opinion on. For Jill Biden, these accusations are damn serious. She spent 4 years as the first lady trying to support Joe. She led cabinet meetings. She signed documents. There are images and video of her signing presidential documents. And now all of this stuff coming out about the auto pen scandal, it even makes it more serious about what Jill may have been covering up. Trump's Justice Department and his lawyers think that Jill should face criminal charges, hiding Joe Biden's health problems. What do you think? Should presidents have to share their health information with the public, or do they deserve the privacy? That's up to you to decide. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, the thumbs up. And this is a story that is going to continue to be in the news. I'm the Veteran Biker. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the road.